Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an impromptu Q&A session here on DSPGaming, now with the new webcam. This is actually the first time I'm going full screen with this new webcam like this. Curious what you guys think of the sharpness of the webcam. Obviously, the brightness adjustment needs something to be desired. I have a filter over the stream right now to even make it look like this. Here's what it looks like without the filter. Ready? Jesus Christ, right? So with the filter, at least I look semi-human. I say the sharpness is pretty good, but sadly, the color adjustment is not. So I'm trying to use filters to make it look better. So welcome to an impromptu Q&A, where I'm just going to chill with my viewers for a little over an hour here. This was not intended, all right? I was supposed to be playing Overwatch 2 today, a week after its launch, but it still doesn't work. I played it for 1 hour. Again, it crapped out. It put me into a queue. You wait. When the queue ends, it says server error. So I've had enough. I don't even know, and I mean this, I don't even know if I'll ever play the game ever again. Because now that's 3 days in the last week that I tried to play this game, and it doesn't work. So I'm tired of wasting time. And the sad fact is I just don't have anything to replace it on the fly for an hour. That makes sense. So I think I would rather just chill with you guys and have a fun hour of conversation. Whatever you guys want to talk about. All right. And then tomorrow we were already doing Evil Within. And then maybe I think we just keep playing Evil Within until we beat it at this point. And I know not a lot of people are into Evil Within. But what are you going to do? I can't play the new game because it doesn't work. Blizzard does not know what to do. They don't know how to develop games anymore. So I just have to kind of shrug and be like, you know, the good news is there's new games coming. This Friday there's a new game, Scorn. Next Tuesday there's a new game, Plague Tale Innocence. So we've got new things coming on the horizon, and then there's like non-stop new after that. So for those who were like looking forward to new games, they're disappointed I still haven't played Overwatch 2. I'm sorry, but at least there's new stuff coming. Now the one thing I will say, all right, sadly this was supposed to be a full gameplay stream, and now it's not. I've literally just wasted over 30 minutes of my stream doing bullshit. And now I'm doing this. I would hope if you guys like my streams, if you could support the rest of the stream, I would appreciate it. It sucks that I'm halfway through a stream, haven't even hit a tips goal, and this happens. You know, it is what it is. So if you could, thank you. If not, it's fine. But, you know, what can you do? You make the best out of what you do with a bad situation, right? All right. Let us now get into Q&A. No, I'm not playing Fall Guys. Playing Fall Guys is not better than just talking. Stop asking for random games. I already said I'm not changing to a random game I don't even fucking have. We're not doing that. My final thoughts on Street Fighter 6, it ran really well. The beta was very well implemented. There's a couple things in there that I nitpick about, like the drive impact, costing too little and be creating spam online, where the whole online for scrubs is just going to be drive impact spam. For the most part, I loved it. Thought it was really well done. I was very pleased. What a 180 turn shift for Street Fighter 5. And I'm very much looking forward to either future betas or the real game now. The thing is, we don't know when that's happening, but it was great. There we go. Can we get a special theme for the Q&A, says Snow Carl? What would you like the theme to be, Carl? What would you like the theme to be? He says, no gaming-related questions. I'm pretty sure that for the fact that most of what I do online is gaming, people are going to ask gaming-related questions. I don't think I want to limit it. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. That would be pretty silly. Okay. So if you want to ask me a question, please tag me in the stream chat and see what you guys want to talk about. Good horror game recommendation? Visage. Visage was the last game that stood out for me that scared me. Like, actually creeped me out with its visuals and its gameplay. I didn't expect it to be that good. I actually really, really liked it. So, Visage. Haseo, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not talking about Overwatch 2. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to shut you down. I don't give a fuck about that game right now at all. I don't know if I ever will again. Three wasted streams is enough for me to say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm a fucking idiot to think that they knew what they were doing. Fool me 4 times, I might as well just stand here with a 2x4 smashing my fucking forehead. I'll get more enjoyment out of it. So I don't want to talk about Overwatch 2. I don't care about it. Okay? Yes, I am excited to get back to Disney Dreamlight Valley tonight. The chill fun. You know, we haven't done chill streams in almost a week now, so it'll be good to get back to that. No, I'm not planning on ever playing Super Monkey Ball ever again. Yes, I used to wear headsets. I don't wear them anymore because I started getting a series of ear infections 2 years ago. They were chronic. They weren't going away. So eventually I adapted using these, and now I don't have them anymore, so they're history. I wore them from 2013 all the way through 2020. So 7 years, and then I started getting infections. Imagine you played the end sequence from Earthbound as a kid. How scary was that with Gygas Spoopy? I did, and it was scary. It was like, what the hell? I was like, one of those crazy mindfuck moments in a game, and you know, you're younger, and you're like, I don't know what's happening. Like, it was pretty epic, and you know, and scary, legit scary to see something like that. And the music and the sound effects, it's like no other SNES game sounded like that back then. That was legit creepy stuff. Yes, it's good to get back to normalcy, Derek. I agree. Playing Street Fighter 6 all weekend was definitely outside of what people are used to here. It's not outside of my comfort zone because it's stuff that I've done before. I used to play fighting games hardcore, but I understand that some people here are like, we're just not used to that, you know, and we were wanting variety or we wanted chill streaming. But I did, tried to cover it as best I could. Do I think there's an age limit of getting into competitive fighting games? No, but at the same time, games are becoming more complex, as I explained when I was talking about this yesterday. Fighting games are becoming more and more complex to the point where there's going to be a time when you're just kind of too old to jump in for the first time. Like right now, I feel like if I practice, I'll do pretty good in Street Fighter 6, having prerequisite knowledge of Street Fighter and having played it my whole life. If I was just 40 years old and just trying to jump in for the first time with no prerequisite knowledge of fighting games, it might be way too hard. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in that situation. But there's a lot of hand-eye coordination required for modern fighters. So I don't know if you just be able to jump in with, like, I have muscle memory. I have things I remember from the previous games that help me, when I play Street Fighter. I don't know if someone just jumping in for the first time would be able to learn that. I don't know. And it's probably different for the person, too. There's probably people out there who are 40 years old. They have an insanely sharp mind. Everything's healthy and great. And there's people out there who are getting older and they can't. So it's probably to the person. Already gave my thoughts on the Mario movie. I thought the trailer looked pretty good. I think cloud gaming will be the future in the future. It's not the future now because, well, it is the future now. It's not the present. As we saw with Google Stadia failing miserably and closing down. There are some games that are working for cloud gaming, as you saw when I was using the PS Plus Premium service, and I was actually doing the live streaming of certain games. It was working out really well, but other games didn't. Other games were unplayable. So it really depends on the game, but I think in the future, in the long term, if the internet quality infrastructure updates to be better, then yeah, it's definitely the way of the future. You don't have to buy a console anymore. The next Feasting of the King is during the Halloween Marathon. The Halloween Marathon is when we're going to do it. We're going to order our actual meal and everything. I should be able to afford it by then because I'll have gotten paid by YouTube, and it's the end of the month. Things are a little different, a little better then. So. Yes, I played the original Mortal Kombat. I played all those games in arcades. Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3, all that. I played in arcades back in the day. So yeah, I played all the originals. I didn't know that it was the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat. Nope, I'm not doing VR games anymore. You guys know why. I've explained the situation on VR and how I can't respond to the chat, and there's no room in this room to do it anyway. I spent a lot of money on PlayStation VR 1 and didn't really get that much out of it. I played it for about a month and a half. I played a bunch of games, and yeah, to some extent, it was nice initially to check out those games, and people enjoyed that I did that. But for the most part, I don't feel like the investment panned out long term. And I'm not willing to make that investment again. So. Do I think Gotham Knight can be as good as the Arkham series? I don't know. It doesn't look like it's trying for that, right? It looks like it's trying to do something different. It's trying to make it more about combat-oriented, 4 different characters who play differently and stuff like that. I don't know. I hope it's as good, but I think it's going to be very different. Will there be a Christmas special? I always do something special for Christmas. Always. Jasper lore. How long have I owned Jasper? When was he adopted? Where did I get him from? So at this point, Over 3 years, probably going on 4, if not even a little longer, because I always forget exactly when we did it. We got him from a rescue shelter where he had been for several months, and we were actually told that he kept being overlooked because he was declawed in the front. That people were looking for cats that could be hybrid cats, like you'd have an indoor and outdoor. When you have a cat that's already declawed, can't be an outdoor cat because it can't defend itself. So apparently there was nothing wrong with him. He wasn't sick. He wasn't, nothing in that regard. But people didn't want to rescue him from the shelter because he didn't have claws, which is kind of messed up. Outside of that, I don't know the lore. I don't know who declawed him. I don't know where he came from. They didn't have any real medical records or any record of much about him. So technically, we don't even know how old he is. We assume, that he was around 3 years old, 2 to 3 years old when we rescued him. We've had him between 3 and 4 years, so he should technically be a 5 or 6 year old cat, but no one has documentation. We don't know his birthday. So he could be much older than that, and we don't know. We're not sure. The good news is, we take him to the vet regularly and he doesn't have any issues. So that's good. I got a tip. Thank you for whoever this was. Thank you so much. Because again, this stream being a freaking bust. So Zipman tipped me $1 and says he can see my zip from outer space. That's very impressive. That's very impressive that you can actually get the stream up there. I didn't know that the internet was so good up there in orbit. I thought that the whole point was that they beamed the internet down to the planet, not up into space. So I'm actually quite impressed you can see it from up there. What space station are you on, by the way? Okay. No run today. Nope, today's not the run day. Are there things I like and dislike about Jasper? Yeah, just like any pet. 99% of the stuff I think is amazing, but he misbehaves. Sometimes he gets into things he's not supposed to do. He'll eat string that's around the house, and then he'll get sick, and he'll vomit all over the place, and then you gotta clean it up. He does mischievous stuff. You'll be in the middle of doing something important, like cooking in the kitchen or doing something, and he has to be, what is that? Jump right in your face. What is that? What is this? It's like, wait, what, dude? Can you give me like a half a second to do something without you involved? Because he's a very social cat. And because of that, he always sees himself as the focus of attention in the life of the party, which is why I tell people there's no way we could get another cat. His personality type is meant that he is the absolute focus of the household. At every moment he wants to be, the focus. If we're in the house, he absolutely has to be near one of us at all times. He can't be by himself. Almost never will he walk away from us and go nap somewhere else. He wants to be at least in range of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's a double-edged sword. It's nice to have a cat that's very social and wants to be around. But sometimes, you don't want the cat around. Can you be away for 5 minutes? No. Always in your face, So the thing is, by the way, when we're not home, we know exactly what happens. He goes right to sleep. When we're not home, if we have a day out, he goes to sleep so that he's alone, but it doesn't bother him, and he wakes up when we get home. That's what he does. But the thing is, not too many annoying things. Most of the time, there's not much annoying stuff. I mean, the most annoying thing for me on a regular basis is half the time he wants to wake me up in the morning early, and I'm like, oh, Jasper, like, I need sleep. You can't wake me up early, and I'm going to feel groggy all day trying to, put out streams. But yeah, Yoshino, I don't know what to tell you. I guess I just have the worst luck in the world, because here I am trying to play Overwatch 2, and I can't even play it again, because Yoshino says he's been playing and has no issues. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I literally just documented it on stream. It doesn't work. You join, and there's a server error, and the game it's not functional for me, I want to play. I would love to play the game right now. I can't. It doesn't work, It sucks. Okay. Is this another tip? I think I got another tip. Again from Zipman. He says, I'm on Burnell Station. He's on Burnell Station orbiting the planet. How nice. Zitman. So, by the way, a follow-up on something I was talking about the other day, because some of you might be wondering. Remember we hit 200,000 subs, and then immediately we dipped below 199,000 again because trolls basically said, oh, we can't let Phil actually feel like any kind of growth or success, so let's delete all our troll accounts to make him back under, right? When I was playing Street Fighter 6 this weekend, the channel saw a big surge in subscriptions. And as of right now, we're basically, we're 200,000, 250. And it fluctuates. I've seen it go up above almost to 300. And then I've seen it go down below and it's like 150. So it is kind of still fluctuating. But I guess we legitimately got enough new people wanting to sub to the channel over the weekend that the numbers climbed. Now, if you're one of those people, welcome. Welcome to DSPGaming. Perhaps you're already someone who liked the content and you just decided to subscribe now for whatever reason. Or maybe you are just a newcomer to the content. Good news is, even though we're having a fail today, you know, I'm going to do some Evil Within over the week, some chill streams at nights. New games on the horizon. We got Scorn coming out Friday. We've got Plague Tale Innocence Tuesday. I believe right after that is Mario plus Rabbids, but that's the game that I kind of have as a maybe. And the reason I say that is because the day after is Gotham Knights, and I'll be honest with you, I am more interested in Gotham Knights than I am in the new Mario plus Rabbids. When I played the old Mario plus Rabbids, people complained constantly it was boring and they didn't like it. But I still took through it and played it and enjoyed it myself. But it definitely was not a very popular playthrough of mine. So I'm kind of on the fence about playing this new one. And if I'm already going to be balancing the Evil Within, Scorn, Plague Tale Innocence, right, and then Gotham Knights, I don't know if I'm going to also have time to play Mario plus Rabbids. Maybe it's one of those games that I wait and see, a wait and see attitude. And then maybe we play it at a later date if there's time. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll see. But yeah, there's new, just to give you perspective. So there's Scorn, Plague Tale Innocence, Gotham Knights, Resident Evil 8 DLC, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, all within like 2 weeks that I'll be playing. Plus, there's a cool horror-themed React event this Saturday where I'm going to be reacting to a channel called Rob Gavigan on YouTube. That's all creepy stuff. Murder documentary, scary stories, all kinds of shit. So that's going to be neat. And then on Halloween, I'm doing a Halloween event where I'm going to be playing games that people are currently nominating right now. So that's coming up. So there's all cool stuff, new stuff coming up, new game releases and Halloween-themed stuff. That's all coming up very shortly. Okay? So I meant to say Requiem. I'm sorry I said Innocent. It's Plague Tale Requiem. I said the wrong game. My fault. But yeah, tons of new stuff coming. So if you're a new sub, you're like, oh man, I was hoping to see Overwatch and now it's not coming. Well, within a few days, there's new stuff coming. You just got, made to the end of the week, and then it's going to be pretty non-stop, I feel. Okay? Oh, let's see. Anything good for dinner tonight? Actually, there's this new, it's kind of pre-made pasta. It's from the same company that makes the lasagna that Kat and I really like. They didn't have the lasagna this week, but they had this pre-made pasta. So we're going to try this pre-made pasta. It's got their own brand of sauce in it and meat and stuff. So it's just basically you put it in a stir-fry pan and you just kind of warm it and stir it up and you just eat it. So it's almost no work. So I'm going to try that for dinner tonight because she's coming home. She'll be home between 4:35 p.m. Pacific time. So I need something that's faster to make so I can make it for her, have it ready when she shows up. So, yeah, that's dinner. Nothing special, but it'll be interesting to see if it's any good. Shout out to Tizwaz1112, who re-upped his membership for 11 months. Good to see you, Tizwaz, and thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. Today, very slow day, especially with Overwatch 2 not working, so I appreciate any kind of support. Thank you for that, man. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Snow Girls, I look great in the webcam. Thank you. Derek says he doesn't mind if I delay Mario plus Rabbids. Thank you. Alexander says, do you think the regulars in chat make it difficult for newcomers to join? No, it doesn't make it hard for newcomers to join, but it may make newcomers feel a little bit out of place when you got people sitting here doing inside jokes and dumb detractor references. And that's what I try to say with people. Like, it's all about moderation. I don't mind every once in a while people treating it like, oh, it's a friends group or hanging out or referencing this or that. I don't like it when you completely derail my stream. I'm playing a game and I turn back to the chat and the chat is completely disengaged with what's going on the stream. They're talking amongst themselves. People are, oh, well, we can't just talk whatever we want about. Well, you can, but could you do that elsewhere? Like, why are you on my stream doing it? There's people who come to the stream who maybe, oh, I'm a newcomer. I'd like to talk about the game or whatever. And you look and no one wants to even talk about it. It's like, what is that? Just today, I literally banned 4 people earlier. That was all they did. I'm serious. And, I'm tired of them kind of being sneak dissers and dickheads to me. And they all wanted to kind of gang pile on me earlier and try to be contradictory to me at a time when I'm literally being attacked by someone who I said nothing negative about at all on the internet. And they're going to try to, like, do a negative meme and pile on me. And I try to defend myself. Oh, no, you see, it could be interpreted like, fuck off. And that's what I mean. They're part of that group who comes in and makes it kind of miserable for newcomers. No one wants to sit here and see you be, being a sarcastic dickhead on someone's stream. No one enjoys that. If you want to do that, go to the restreamer and good riddance. Don't need to see you here ever again. No one's going to miss you either, So I agree with you there that there are people who try to make it about themselves and shit, and it has to stop. So every once in a while, I put my foot down. This was the time this morning when I did that. Okay. Yeah, Snow Carl, the key to a balanced diet is balance. That's the point is calling it a balanced diet. So he's like, how do you figure out what processed meals to have and what not? You're supposed to balance it. Like, processed meals obviously are much easier to make, but at the same time, processed meals are not as healthy for you. So one day we have baked chicken, right? With my own wife's breading recipe, green beans, and some potatoes. Literally nothing processed there at all, right? And one day we have, like tomorrow, no. Wednesday, when my wife is home, we're going to be doing pork loin. No, we're doing chicken, boneless chicken thighs that she's going to marinate and slow cook in the slow cooker, and we're going to have just chicken tacos. There's nothing processed there. It's actually chicken thighs slow cooked, with just some seasonings. Boom. Beautiful. And we've actually been doing that with pork loin recently as well, right? But the thing is, you just can't do that every day. Sometimes you have to have faster meals. Today, my wife's coming home from work. I don't have a lot of time to cook. I got to whip something together quick. Boom, boom, boom. So we have something to eat together. See, it's the trade-off. The key to me is not eating the same thing every day all the time. Like, it's about variety. If you're mixing up the meals, then you're good. If you're someone who just eats, every day I have a fucking TV dinner. That's, oh my God, that's so bad for you. Seriously, it's processed, high sodium, high fat. It's like everything that you could possibly have that's bad for you. Even if you can find a way to mass cook something and save it up so that you have a lot of it and you can eat it over time so it's not always a chore, that's so much better. You know what I mean? I don't get inspiration for new recipes. My wife does. She's the cook, not me. Hello, Coop. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Just how's it going? It's been better. I'm actually upset we're not playing Overwatch 2. This is the third time I schedule time to play it and the game doesn't work. Third in a row. It wasn't even like I had one time in between that it worked. It's 3 attempts that it hasn't worked. So I'm upset about that. But I am happy that we can just chill. Oh, yeah? Expand Dong says Gotham Knights is being bombed by journalists previewing it. I might want to wait and see about reviews like I did with Saints Row. Maybe I will then. There's other games too. There's the new Tales from the Borderlands coming out. And if Gotham Knights is really that bad, maybe we'll do Mario plus Rabbids instead. I guess we have to wait and see. This is a case where this month there's so many games that it will actually make sense to kind of do a wait and see attitude. Because there's no way I could possibly play them all. It's just not possible. There's going to have to be picking and choosing. There you go. Derek likes the new camera. I'm glad to hear that. Haseo, how could I forget? He says, do you remember the Devour meals you tried or the Mountain Dew Call of Duty edition you had? How could I forget? They're so nasty. And the thing is, I hate to say it, Americans are so... Americans have a serious lack of exposure to things that taste good and are good for you. Because a lot of Americans have grown up in life situations where they just don't have it. They've never been presented with the opportunity to eat a fresh meal that's delicious and has healthy components. They don't even understand that exists. To them, dinner is McDonald's. Dinner is Pizza Hut. Dinner is an unhealthy meal that you whip to mac and cheese at home. Like, to them, that's dinner. That's literally their food experience. And can you blame them for that if they've never had an opportunity to have anything better? Someone just said hamburger helper. Perfect example. Yeah, that's cooking to them. Tossing a bunch of fatty hamburger into a skillet and then tossing in gross noodles and a disgusting sauce that's insanely bad for you. Here's dinner. That's their experience. And I feel bad because I grew up in a household where I had a mix. My mom made great Italian food. Every once in a while, some Polish food like kielbasi or pierogies, which I liked. And then sometimes we didn't have that opportunity. She didn't have time to cook, or we didn't have enough money to make the healthy meal. And you would have the fast foodie style meal. You know, the TV. We had TV dinners once a week. And we had sometimes where you would have a good meat, but then it's, you know, the more processed sides or whatever, because you can't just afford to have all fresh all day. You know what I mean? I totally understand that. And I feel like sadly in America, if there was better education about food, and if there was basically healthier foods were made cheaper, right, then it would be a different situation. But I'll give you a perfect example here. By the way, a tip came in. Thank you. And I'll shut that out in a second. When I was growing up, okay, when I was growing up, I worked at a fast food place, but it was supposed to be health food fast food. So we made salads, frozen yogurt, smoothies, and later on panini sandwiches. Okay? I worked in a food court of a mall selling you salad. Little different, far cry from what you would expect at a food court at a mall. All right? McDonald's, you could go get a whole meal, including a drink and everything, fries, burger, for like $5. Now, this was the 1990s, okay? $5, you get a combo meal at McDonald's. When you came to our place, if you wanted a decent-sized salad, it was just the salad was $5 or $6. The large salads were $7, $8. And then if you wanted a combo with like a piece of bread and a soda, that would be like $9 or $10. So you're talking crazy premium price. But why? Because everything in that salad was fresh. The veggies, the meat was fresh cut. Everything was healthy and good for you, right? So the cost was exorbitantly higher. If you wanted unhealthy, disgusting, destroy your body processed fast food, it was cheap. That is the situation we have in America, is you have an entire populace that's overweight because you made the insanely bad for you food the cheapest, right? You could go to McDonald's right now and go to the dollar menu and spend $10 and get a stack of food like this that's insanely bad for you, but you're filled, as opposed to, oh, I want to go get health food. You spend $10, you got a small salad, you know, and a bottle of water. And this, you know, it's not the equivalent, you know? So I don't blame people for thinking devour is good. You go to your fucking freezer at the grocery store, you spend $5 on a fast food meal, or I say fast food, but a shitty, really low quality, no flavor, absolutely disgusting, turn your stomach. But they eat, oil and cheese? This is what Americans like because it's all you're exposed to. So eat the oil and cheese and you think that that's good. It's not. It's terrible for you. It's disgusting. All you need is exposure to the good stuff, the fresh stuff, you know? I feel bad for people out here who've never had exposure to real Italian food, and then they line up in droves outside a fucking Olive Garden, and they spend money there as if it's premium food. You're literally pissing your money away if you're eating there, because it's not good. It's unhealthy. It's not authentic. It's very not even fresh. It's unsafe for you. And this is what people eat in America because we don't have the means. It's sad. I'd be curious if there was a poll, how many people actually have time to make a home-cooked meal for their family on an average night in America, right? And you'd probably be like, oh, only like 30% of people even do that anymore. It's crazy. Okay. That is completely false. Big Papa Phil says it's actually super cheap to buy fresh veggies and meat and whatever else you need to go to cook. That's completely wrong. Have you looked at food prices? Big Papa Phil, have you seen meat and chicken and even chicken, red meat? It's all insanely expensive now. There's no more cheap meat. It doesn't exist. I used to go buy a pack of meat for $5. Now that same pack of meat is $12. I'm not making that up. That's how it is. Maybe you're in some weird part of the country, but the prices have skyrocketed on anything fresh. Produce. I used to do all my produce shopping for $5. Now I'm lucky if I walk out of the produce department with 3 to 4 veggies under 10. Just the prices are out of control. Anyway, let's get to this tip now. My bad that I took so long to get to it. I got a $6 tip from Ricari, who says, it's not your fault Overwatch 2 isn't working. Any plans on the horizon for more old school RPGs? I love your Earthbound streams. Thank you. I love old school RPGs. RPGs are in my blood. I grew up playing them in the 90s. I absolutely love every opportunity that I have to play one. But as you probably have seen, if you were around for the Final Fantasy VII or the Earthbound RPG playthroughs, they don't catch on mainstream. They just don't. They don't maintain a mainstream appeal or audience. They're very, very much reliant on people who like them just as much as me coming and being generous to those on those streams. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could play more of them, but I have to basically balance them with other content. I was lucky, very lucky this summer that I was able to play both Final Fantasy VII and Earthbound. I really feel that. By the way, Gunner Glasses have been hit. Thank you guys. Still about 45 minutes left on the stream. Thank you to anyone who supports in any way. It would be great if we could hit the tier 2 goal today, because this is all for my day off on Thursday, and it sucks now that I'm suffering because Overwatch 2 didn't fucking work again. But anyway, I can guarantee you there will be more retro RPGs on the horizon. First of all, retro but modern. Since this year we played Skyrim, next year we're absolutely going to play a Fallout game. I just don't know if it's going to be Fallout 3 or 4. It's going to be one of those two. Either one, if we play it, I will do it with the DLCs. Either one is going to run beautifully on my Xbox Series X. The Series X apparently runs them both at 1080p 60 frames. So I'm actually quite excited for that. But I don't know which one you guys are going to want. And I also don't know when is a good time to start it. Simply because this year we have an insane amount of games coming out early on. Like February, March is going to be crazy for new releases. So I don't know if it's going to be January or we wait till after those new releases, maybe start it for the summer, like a summer chill, lengthy, modernized RPG playthrough. But also the other, classics. I want to go back. I want to play Suikoden, and the Suikoden collection comes out next year. So if ever there was a time to play it, I think it makes sense. They've retooled the graphics. They've made it modern. So I think Suikoden could be a really great time to play one of them. Not to play both, but maybe one of them over the course of next year. And then go from there. I don't know what else. Okay? So there you go. Oh, Jade, I have no idea what we're doing at Disney tonight. I haven't given it a thought. We'll have to see tonight when we jump in, what we feel like doing. I have no idea what GeoGuessr is. By you spamming the chat, multiple people asking about it. You got to tell me what it is. I've never heard of GeoGuessr. No, I'm not playing NBA 2K. Oh, Grounded is always a possibility of a game I want to check out, but it's not in the schedule right now. No, not for this month with all the new releases coming out. Absolutely not. Did my parents and I eat out a lot outside of dinner? No. Let me think about this. First of all, we almost never ordered any delivery food ever. Okay? No, we actually never did delivery at all. Now I'm thinking about it. We would always go out and pick up the food. If it was pizza, we would order at my local Vinny's Pizza, local pizzeria, authentic, because the guy was Italian who was the cook, and the pizza was absolutely amazing, and that's still the pizza that I hold as the gold standard of pizza of anything I've ever eaten in my life. Even Chinese food back then, if you ordered Chinese, you had to go pick it up. There was no delivery food. So as for eating out, whenever my mom and I would go out and have a day out together when I was younger, we would go to Burger King. I did not eat McDonald's until I was a teenager. I'm serious. And then I never actually actively ate McDonald's till I was in my 20s. When I was a kid growing up, my mom always wanted to go to Burger King, so we would go to Burger King. And I would always get the kids meal when I went. And then later on, it would be double cheeseburger kids meal. Or just the double cheeseburger meal when I was too old to have the kids meal. So that's when we went out. It would always be Burger King. Sometimes we would go to Subway, but not the Subway you're thinking. We lived 1 block away from the original location of Subway that used to be called Pete's Subs. So when Subway first was coming up, we got the original subs from there that were absolutely amazing. Mouth-watering, fresh bread, freshly made things like tuna salad made fresh. The meat cut right in front of you there in the deli. Everything there was amazingly cool and fresh. So very different from what we have today. Today is processed garbage, essentially. But that's not how it was back then. Back then, there was actually all fresh food. So that would be one of the things we would eat out. But that was it. It was basically pizza, Subway, and Burger King. I'm trying to think of, like, rarely we would go out and eat somewhere else. Usually there'd have to be occasion for it. Like, you know, I told you guys the story of how when my family had a falling out at some point when I was a teenager. So rather than going to families' houses to celebrate the holidays, we would go out on Christmas Eve and we would have Chinese food on Christmas Eve. It became a tradition in line with one of my dad's favorite Christmas movies, A Christmas Story, where they went out on Christmas Day to have Chinese food. We actually did it Christmas Eve. All right, got another tip. Oh, by the way, I need to play animations. So first of all, $5 tip. Thank you so much. From who was that? And I apologize because they were in the chat too. The person who asked me about the JRPGs. I apologize. Your name started with an R, and now I forgot your name. Here's your animation. So this is another $5 tip. This one is from Lady Charisma. So this reminds me of my time in Japan. I would get meals from convenience stores, which may sound bad. The food wasn't good for you, but walking everywhere made burning it off easy. Hence the problem. When you were in Japan, you got convenience store food and walked it off. Did you know that the people in Japan rarely have cars? They walk everywhere. Or they take public transportation, but it still means they have to move. The problem with America is we don't do that. We literally sit on our friggin' asses doing everything. So that's why we eat the bad food and then we grow like balloon, boo. And this is a problem with America. It's one thing if you're going to eat that processed fast foody shit, if you're then going to be able to burn it off, but most people don't. And that's a major issue. There's a giant bug on my window. Jasper's there looking at it. It's just sitting there on the pane. He can't get to it because it's on the pane side as opposed to the screen side. That is a weird looking bug. Hold on, I want to see what it is. It's really odd looking. What's the bug? What is it, buddy? Look at this thing. This is wild. What is that? A beetle? I don't even know what that is. What the fuck is that? I know. I don't know what that is. It's weird, right? What the hell kind of bug is that? What the shit? Well, he's crawling all over the window. I don't know what he is. I hope he doesn't come in. I know you see it. I see it too. What a weirdo. If it comes over on this side, you get him. Alright? Yeah, you get him if he comes over here. He might come over here. He's coming right now. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him, Jasper. Alright. Jasper's keeping an eye on this weird bug. He is. It's a weird looking bug, and it's crawling from my window pane side to the screen side of my window. And he's over there staring at it, and he's going to clobber it if it comes to the screen side. I don't know what it is. It doesn't look like a beetle. It doesn't look like a cricket. I don't know what the hell it is. Okay. I don't know. What's a lanternfly? I don't know what a lanternfly is. Okay, I'm back if you guys want to ask questions. Sorry, I got to look at this weird bug. Oh, Jasper, he found it. Oh, did it fly? Hold on. Did you get it? Where did it go? Where'd the fucker go? It flew, huh? Get the fuck out. There it is. Get out of here. I got rid of it. Yeah, I don't know what that was. See, the problem is I've got a hole in my window, in my screen. The previous owners of this house were such geniuses, okay? They had a satellite hooked up to have TV. So how did they wire the satellite TV? They cut a fucking hole in the screen and had the satellite TV wires running through it. They didn't drill a hole in the wall. They cut a hole in the fucking screen. They're morons, okay? So when I moved in, there's a giant fucking hole in my screen. And there's no way to fix that besides buy a whole screen, which I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars on a fucking screen. So all I have weatherproof tape that I tape it up with every year. But the bugs sometimes sneak in the hole. So I want to make sure, and we got rid of him. Jasper was on top. He was swatting him. He flew away, whatever it was. Weird bug. Yeah, the previous owners who lived here were complete dunces. I mean, you couldn't be dumber. The things they did to this house is ludicrous. Here, I'll give you an example. You ready for this? You're going to have a good laugh, okay? So my backyard, unlike everyone else's that has a nice green backyard with a lawn and plants, they decided to actually put down concrete Okay? So there's one giant slab that's a big rectangle of concrete. The rest is squares, concrete squares that they put down like tiles to cover the rest of the backyard. Okay? I don't know why it doesn't look good. And of course, what happens with those squares is that over time they become uneven and they look like shit. Okay? So eventually, I would like to have all those squares removed, turn that into a nice even lawn. But I haven't had the time or money to do it yet. So earlier this year, my condo association said they're going to perform a system check on all the sprinklers in the facility, because we have all sprinklers in our ground to water plants and things, right? I have a few bushes in the back. There's a sprinkler that pops up and waters them. So he said they're going to run a system check. Don't be alarmed if you start hearing noises and seeing sprinklers pop up that maybe previously weren't working to do maintenance or whatever, okay? So about 2 weeks ago, my wife says, she's looking down at the backyard. She goes, why? Who's messing with our backyard? I said, what do you mean? She says, look, one of the stones, someone moved it. I said, what? So I looked, and yeah, one of the stones that was supposed to be a flat square was up like this at an angle. I said, huh? Why is it like that? Like, who would have done that? I don't think anyone's going in our backyard and fucking around with our stones here. You know, this is weird. So the weird thing about it was, the next day I looked out there and it was flat again. And I said, oh, maybe someone came by. Maybe our neighbor came by and flattened it. Maybe the landscapers came by. Who knows what it is? Now it's flat again. So I come out the next day. It's up again. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So finally I had enough. I wanted to figure it out. I go out there and I look. You're not going to believe it. Are you ready for the most boneheaded of boneheaded moves I think I've ever heard? You ready for this? You'll never believe it. The previous owners of this house put the stones over the sprinklers in the backyard. Yeah, they were that stupid. They put concrete stones over working sprinklers in the backyard. So what was going to happen eventually? Well, eventually they were going to work. So much pressure has built up that when the sprinklers are activated to water the lawn, they pop up and knock the stones out. Doy! Maybe I don't do that. Duh! How dumb can you be? I can't believe they were that stupid. I mean, like, seriously, Haseo says, were the guys from Dumb and Dumber the previous owners of your house? They very well may have been. At this point, I'm starting to think they were. Like, why would you not put the stone over the sprinkler and at least leave that square grass? No, we're going to cover that one too, just to be equally stupid along the backyard. So all I did is I had to move the stone. So now we have one square with no stone in it and a sprinkler that pops up at night. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Anyway, we still got about a half an hour to kill, guys. What do you want to talk about? Thank you, guys. For those who's tipped me, thank you so much. I know, basically, you're just tipping me because you're saying, hey, I like you as a streamer. You're not tipping me for any content here. This is improv. I wasn't planning on doing this. Obviously, I wanted to play Overwatch, and I'm sorry I couldn't do that for you today. Thank you to anyone who has supported the stream today. Again, I need the support this week for my day off on Thursday, and all this shit keeps happening. So, thank you. Okay. Will I ever play Persona 5 Royal? Maybe. If I ever replay it, I'll definitely replay the Royal version. And I'm sure, probably before Persona 6 comes out, there's going to be a desire to see me play a Persona game, so probably. Jasper's doing good. He's sitting in the window right now, chilling, looking at the front street. He loves it. He loves looking out the windows and just checking out, scoping out the neighborhood. Have I thought about hosting a game show? No. I have not. No, he didn't. He wouldn't have caught the buggies behind the screen, but he chased it and it ran away, flew away. The next Feasting with the King is on Halloween. Derek, I will see you tonight for Disney. Are there any features of former Street Fighter games I wish were in Street Fighter 6? I mean, they pretty much added them. Like, there is a parry. There's a parry from Street Fighter 3, and it's a different kind of parry that hopefully won't be broken. So it's kind of in there, you know? I don't know. They're super canceling. It is limited, but they're super canceling. I don't want full chain combos. Full chain combos would kind of break it. I'd rather be more traditional Street Fighter. No, I think they've done a good job with what's in Street Fighter 6. I'm pleased with it. I just need a lot more hands-on time with it. In the lab to learn things with the characters, combos, and also I want to play with the rest of the cast because, like I said, I don't feel like the 8 characters presented in the beta are going to be characters I want to play competitively. So, no, I'm never joining the mob. Thanks for the dumb question. I don't know what Chivalry 2 is, so I can't say if I would play it. I don't know about it. Do I know what's wrong with my dishwasher? No, I can't afford to get it fixed right now. So we're just washing the dishes in the sink until later this month when I get paid by YouTube, and hopefully this month goes well. With all the new games coming out, hopefully I make a lot of money on the streams, and then I'll be able to afford calling a repair person. I'm going to call, not a plumber, I'm going to look for a registered repair person that does that kind of dishwasher, because that's probably going to save me money as opposed to just calling a generic plumber. But I don't know. I don't do dishwashers, I don't know. Yes, the soundproofing foam is maroon and dark gray, alternating squares of it. Yeah, I know, Jay. He says you are so excited, but now once again Overwatch 2 is not working. Yeah, it is what it is. Can't make the game work. Can't make Blizzard be inept at what they do. Or, excuse me, be adept at what they do. They are very inept, not adept. Kivo, no. He says, is it hard to remember what isn't covered by the condo people? No. It's very simple. Anything in this house is me. Okay? Anything within the walls is me. Okay? The backyard is me except for basic, landscaping. Like, the landscapers will come by and they'll trim bushes and things like that. But if something else happens, that's me. But everything inside is me. Everything outside is them. So if the sidewalk breaks, that's them. If the roof has a leak, that's actually them. Because that's considered outside the home. It's only the things interior to the home. If a window leaks, that's me. It's pretty simple. Not complex. What's better, Halloween or Christmas? Personally, I like Christmas because you have so many awesome Christmas specials, music, food, a positive vibe. Halloween's great, being spooky and all, and I like it. But at the same time, I think definitely Christmas inches it out for me. Any other Switch games I can play besides Splatoon 3? I mean, there's nothing on there to play. No, there's nothing on there that I would go back and play. If I get Mario plus Rabbids this month, that would be the next one. Dishwasher repair or home appliance repair is what I need. Exactly. I need someone who specializes in fixing a home appliance. That's not going to be, I'm a plumber and I'm going to check 40 things in your line and charge you $100 per hour, and here's your $800 repair bill. I need someone who's a specialist. They're going to come in within minutes. Oh, I know, because I'm a specialist in dishwashers, what's wrong. Test, fix, done, out. Here's a couple $100 bill. That would be ideal. So I hope that's what happens. No, Chivalry 2, I'm not playing in my schedule. Why? Dude. Okay. I'm already inundated with games. I already don't know if I can finish Evil Within before all the new games come out. No, I'm not adding new games to the rotation now. You can stop asking. Thanks. Jeez. Yes, Isao, that's my goal. I'm going to try to see if I can beat Evil Within, so I'll play it tomorrow. I'll probably end up playing it Wednesday now as well. Probably Friday. No, Friday's Scorn. Saturday is the Rob Galligan Marathon. So probably Sunday, Monday, and hopefully between tomorrow, Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, I can beat Evil Within so that we can fresh start with Plague Tale Requiem on that Tuesday. Am I a holiday season kind of guy? Do I really get into the spirit of the music and shows and movies and other things that goes into the end of the year? I do. You know, when I was younger, I was really into it. Then there was a time in my 20s where I became very cynical with the world. I didn't really like my life. And I basically was like, bah humbug, bah humbug, bah humbug. But now I'm happy again. Like, I'm a happy guy, and I love the holiday season. You know, I'm all for it. My wife, too, like, we get into it. We like watching the shows. We like going out and doing holiday-related things, going shopping when it looks all holiday and nice. We really like that. So... I only got to play Overwatch 2 for 1 hour today before it crapped out. 1 hour. Do I think there'll be a World War III? I don't know. I mean, is it inevitable that eventually one day there will be another big war? Maybe. You know, I don't know. Okay. Huh? No Sleep Real Vibes Modern Warfare 2 is not out. What are you talking about? It comes out at the end of this month. Costume poll's done, Haseo. It's a video game character. Video game character. Now I have to find a costume, and I have a couple ideas. I saw some stuff at the store, and I saw some things online, so I'm kind of formulating in my head the idea of what I want, and yeah. So now it's on me to find it, but it is going to be a video game character. Okay. Moist Critical mentioned me in a latest video. This Mario level took 7 years to beat. Okay, I'm sure it's got to be a negative meme about me then, because I can't imagine how I apply to a Mario level that took 7 years to beat. I have no idea. I don't remember the voice actors of Evil Within 2 or 1 to compare them to each other. I don't even know who's different, so... I would go back to the Genesis Mini if people wanted it and there was games on there that they would request, but it seems like since I stopped playing it, not really, right? It hasn't really happened. I think the thing is I played likely what would be the most demanded or popular games that were on there. So, since I beat them all within a few months period, there's really no more demand for that. Well, I watched the Mario movie. It's a maybe. I'm interested in seeing it. I don't know if my wife is. I am interested in seeing it, but it's a maybe. Maybe that'll be my return to theaters after like 17 years away, whenever the last movie is I saw. I don't remember. Will Dreamlight Valley be out of the rotation once new games hit? It very well might. It very well might be that I need to take these chill streams out of rotation. Whether that's Dreamlight Valley or Sunday Night Bites or Street Fighter or all of them, it all depends. It depends on how much progress we're making in these games on daytime streams, how many I'm juggling at once, how long they are, which we don't know yet, right? We have no idea. So we have to see. You know, chill streams are just that. Chill streams that kill time when there's time for them. If we're in the midst of 5 new releases and I need maximum time to play them all, then I'm probably not going to be doing those chill streams at night, okay? And I'm not saying they won't come back. A game like Dreamlight Valley absolutely is a game that can come back in the future as something fun and chill. No, I'm not pre-ordering Modern Warfare to play the campaign early. I have no time to play the campaign early. I'll be with so many other games at that point. That would be a pretty big waste. So no, I'm not doing that. No, I have not had miniature mincemeat pie since I had it on the Christmas special 2 years ago. They were good, though, but I haven't had them since. Big Papa Phil's not just the Xbox, it was also PS5. I tried both versions and both didn't work. I just think I just have insanely bad luck, you know? Really. I just have, like, the worst luck where... So I make a basically unoffensive, innocuous tweet, quote tweeting someone showing off their home arcade, and I say, wow, that's a nice arcade, and it's something that I would have liked when I was younger, but here I am 40 years old, and just funny how things work, that I don't really care about this stuff anymore, and I really changed. I wouldn't want this in my house at this point. And that I have to pick the one person who's a dick, who basically then wants to insult me, because I quote tweeted them, even though I said nothing negative about them. You know, they want to insult me, so that's my luck. I pick the one person who's the dickhead, who wants to insult me on social media. You see? I decide to come back to Overwatch 2 on Monday. I could have played it all weekend, but I was doing Street Fighter 6. I decide, let's do it on Monday. So I play it on Monday, and what happens? Doesn't work. Worked for everyone else all weekend, but I wanted to play it on Monday. Doesn't work. It's my life. Story of my life. Seriously. Story of my fucking life. Nothing ever wants to work for me. Everything's always fucked up around me. I don't know. I just deal with it, right? It's kind of like, you see those memes? You see those memes of, like, the guy walks around and there's a cloud just above his head raining just on his fucking head, but everyone around over him is dry and in sun. That's like, yeah, that's my life, but I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm still going to move forward positively and say, fuck it. I don't care. Fuck those, the stick in the mud assholes out there, and fuck the fact that I can't just play a game. You know, fuck it. Fuck it. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving to those who celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving. I don't know what it entails, but I hope you guys have a good day. All right, guys, last 20 minutes or so. Thanks for chilling with me. Yeah, I know. Haseo says, usually you just get funny game bugs. Now the games just don't want to work at all. Pff, I know. Oh, yeah. Abdullah, I love my original playthrough of Heavy Rain. If you remember back then, that was one of the very first kind of choose-your-own-adventure games I ever played. I think the first one was Back to the Future. And that was a Telltale game. And then I remember Heavy Rain was the very first one from that company I played. I liked it so much I ended up going on to play Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit 9/11, was it? Or was it just Fahrenheit it was called? I can't remember exactly what it was, but I went on to play that because I liked Heavy Rain so much. At that point, I never really played an interactive mystery style, game like that, where you could influence the choices, based on what you did. So, yeah, I absolutely loved it. I've not seen any of the Sonic movies, no. What's the most overrated garbage game of the year so far? Can't really answer that. I would have to look at all the games from this year that I played and review them all to give you an honest answer. I don't remember off the top of my head. Hello, Charles. Ugh. I don't give a fuck about Kanye West or what he says. Everyone knows he's kind of loony at this point, so I don't think we're going to give a crap, right? Deadloop did not deserve a 10. What would you rate it? I'll give it like a 7. It was fun. When it worked, it was interesting trying to figure out the creative ways to kill the targets. But it didn't really innovate in the way it played. It definitely played like previous games from the people who had made it, like Dishonored. The only real difference was the time manipulation mechanic and the Groundhog Day nature of it. And the ending was terrible. The ending was literally a complete waste of your time. So, 7. There you go. Yep, Dark Pictures Anthology is next month, November. That's correct. Next month has a good variety of stuff. We've got Sonic Frontiers November 8th, God of War Ragnarok November 9th, Atari 50th Anniversary Collection November 11th, Goat Simulator 3 November 17th, The Devil in Me, which is the Dark Pictures game, November 18th, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet November 18th, Evil West November 22nd. That is a crazy good variety of games. Like, seriously, that is a really great and varied selection of games. So, that's good stuff right there. Wow, Perfect Legend gave me a pep talk. Perfect Legend's a really good kid. Oh, because he's not a kid anymore, but he was when I was in the FGC. He actually got a lot of shit because Perfect Legend, when he started being a competitive fighting game player, he was heavily into Dead or Alive. And Dead or Alive was kind of seen like the redheaded stepchild of the fighting game community. And I tried to stick up, not only for him, but also for that community. I tried to have it. At that ECC that I ran years and years ago, I had Dead or Alive at it. Even though people told me not to, and they said it wouldn't be a big game, and it wasn't, I still had it anyway, and he really appreciated that. So he's actually a really nice guy over the years to me. Like, he never says anything negative about me. And actually, I saw his tweet, and his tweet's basically like, if you think Drive Impact is a problem in Street Fighter 6, it's just because you're a scrub and you're slow, and, just get over it because it's easily beatable. The thing is, I know it's easily beatable, but I just know that I'm fucking slow. I'm old. I haven't played these games competitively in so long. For me, I'll give you an example. I'm playing a fighting game. All right? Someone jumps at me. The first thing my mind says is Shoryuken. Or if I'm Guile, Flash Kick. Why? That's ingrained in me. Right? If the way to beat an anti-air would be press the two fierces together, I would fuck it up 9 times out of 10 because my mind says do a special move to counter. So when I'm playing Street Fighter 6 and someone's doing this drive impact move, that the only real way to beat it is to do your own drive impact, which is the two heavies together. My mind says, oh, quick, do a move, throw, do this, do that. It tells me to do 10 things before it says, stop that, do drive impact. So that's what I mean. Like, my mind is old and it's kind of ingrained in its ways. So I know that people are like, oh, drive impact isn't a big deal. But for me, it is. I'm trying to play online and everyone's hitting me like I'm scrubbing out. I'm getting hit by it 10 times out of 10. And it's just, it frustrates me because I know it's me. You know what I mean? And I know it's abusable because it's too easy to do. But I know that it's easily beatable by a pro player. You're not going to see drive impact be used by pro players almost ever in competitive play. Okay? Anyway, he's sticking up for me on Twitter. He goes, you're not too slow. Don't tell yourself that. You can react to 26 frames. Start looking for the animation more. If you're playing on console, it's probably harder for you because the game is reported to have extra frames of input lag. And he's right. But no, it's me. I'm not gonna make excuses. It's me. I'm slow, man. I'm an old geezer now. For me to get good at Street Fighter 6, I'm gonna have to put more time into it than most people. I didn't even play Street Fighter 5 nor any fighting game competitively since Street Fighter 4's first season, vanilla. That's when the last time I was really trying to play anything competitively. After that, after Super Street Fighter 2 came out, or Super Street Fighter 4 came out, I dropped it, didn't really care anymore. And all I've played is, retro Street Fighter 2 and iterations of it online. Yes, when a new game comes out, I play it for a little bit, and then I drop it. I don't really get into it. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Perfect Legend for being a nice guy and not roasting me at the balls. Because I know that I suck. I know that's why I raged and failed and got beat by Scrubs so much over the weekend, Not making any excuses here. When will I play Proteus? I don't know. Proteus, again, seems like a game that'll be a filler game if we have time. And right now, it looks like I'm going to be in a time crunch just to finish stuff before the new releases because Street Fighter 6 took up so much time. Last chance, by the way, guys, last 10 minutes or so. So last chance if you wanted to support the stream in any way, whether it's a like, a tip, a super chat, a super sticker, a membership. I would appreciate anything last minute here, really. This is kind of a bust stream for me. I definitely should have done much better, but because Overwatch didn't work, now we're in this situation, so I would appreciate it. Kivo says, how you play now is different, don't you think? Because your attention is divided between the chat and trying to be a streamer. Yes and no. Like, yes, absolutely. But at the same time, when I'm playing the match, I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am hyper-focused on the match. I think that's one of the major reasons why people didn't like the Street Fighter 6 weekend. Not to say that everyone didn't, but the people that didn't are like, oh, man, he's not really talking to me. He's not really interacting. Someone, like, literally yesterday, Gotti Senpai, who's a regular to my streams and loves them, said, man, this Street Fighter 6 is not for me. I love it when Phil's chilling and he's mellow and he's interacting with us. And this is the opposite. He's raging and he's over here and not here. So, no, I don't think that that's a factor of it. Absolutely. Big Papa Phil says, do you think you have an old school habit attempting to lock down your opponent in block strings that plays into you being hit by drive impact a lot? Yes. Yes. And again, I'm not used to there being, outside of a Hail Mary reversal, like an EX Shoryuken, right? There's really never was that much of an effective way to get that stopping in previous Street Fighters, besides maybe Alpha counters in Street Fighter Alpha. So, yeah, I'm not in the mindset of, oh, if I'm doing a lot of timed hit strings and rush down, that I'm going to get punished for it. You know what I'm saying? So, if I just walk up and just hit jabs interrupts drive impact. But I have to know to just keep doing jab, which I'm not. My mind's saying, do this hit string that's safe, and if it hits you get a big combo, do this and do that. And yeah. Is NY Chris a good player? You mean NY Chris G? Wasn't he a former Evo Pro, like, champion? I don't know, because I didn't follow Street Fighter 5 results, but was this guy not one of the best in the world at one point? I don't know if he still is, but I think he's pretty well respected by the community, right? I'm pretty sure he's still pretty much at the top if he wanted to be. Yes, you can play Super Turbo and Final Fight in the Battle Hub, but it's only single player. They're not online. That's the problem. Like, it's a time killer. You'll be sitting there in the Battle Hub of Street Fighter 6 playing it to waste time while you get a match, but you don't play it online or anything. They're not going to add extra netcode to play those with people online. That's insane. That'd be pretty crazy. Hello, Davey. How are you? No, Abdullah, dude. We actually we talked about it after. Like he was like, dude, does this guy know how to play Street Fighter 6? Because I didn't. I don't know how to play it. He basically was playing me, and he didn't know who I was. He doesn't know. How the fuck would he know? I haven't been prominent in the Street Fighter community since 2007 was probably the last time. So yeah, he was playing me with that Jamie, and he was beating my ass because I never saw Jamie before. I didn't know what was going on, and he was making comments like, does he know how to play? The answer is no, I didn't. I didn't know how to play the game at all. That was my first night playing. I didn't, I probably, by last night, I knew a hell of a lot more. And if I were to play him, I'd probably have a hell of a better chance of at least taking a round off of the guy, But, everything he said is true. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a scrub. Why, I was sucked ass. I didn't even understand the mechanics of the new things, Why would I be angry about that? Exactly. Bookworm, there's a difference between beating up on yourself and just being honest. I'm not beating up on myself, right? I still have a positive view of myself, and I know that if I were to work hard, I could probably be at least half decent in Street Fighter 6. But I'm not. So I'm not going to sit here and make shit up and boast. There's a difference between confidence and hubris. Confidence is knowing that you can do great things if you commit yourself to doing them and you have potential, right? While hubris is, or boasting is just having unwarranted positive feelings about yourself, right? I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I could be the absolute best Street Fighter 6 player. I'd be an idiot. What are you, crazy? No, that's so unrealistic to say something dumb like that. I'm 40 years old. I haven't played competitive fighters in so damn long. There's no way these people are going to smoke my ass, I'm never going to be a top level player in Street Fighter 6. I'm not stupid. That'd be insane. But yeah, if I practice, I could probably get mid-level and at least be able to do some stuff online, and hang a little bit. But you're not going to see me fucking winning tournaments and shit. These guys are dedicated to this stuff. This is what they do. This is what I do right here. This is what I'm good at. That's what they're good at. You know what I mean? But see, Abdullah, that's the thing. See, that's my point. You weren't here for the podcast today, were you, earlier? That's how the FGC sees me. They're just a bunch of negative scumbags. I hate to say it. The modern FGC, like these newcomers, these kids who come into the community, that's how they act. They're just there to shit on everyone and be disrespectful to everybody. They don't care. Like that. They're really. It's just this whole kind of entitled, trolling, memeable douchebag mentality. That's how they are now. That's why I don't like being a part of that community. I don't want to be a part of that shit. It's like, why you gotta be negative about everyone and everything around you and gotta be always memeing, always dumping on it? That's why I got someone who literally dumps on me on Twitter overnight when I didn't say a negative word about them, just because I quote tweeted their fucking tweet, essentially saying that's something that I kind of would have wanted when I was younger. It's nice, but they shit on me. They're scumbags. I don't care about that. I don't care who would care about those people, right? Coop, yes and no. Coop says, do you think the trolling in the FGC now is worse or more negative than it was back in the day when I was part of the community? It was different. Because back in the day, most of it, not all of it, but most of the trolling back in the day was about the game. It was about West Coast versus East Coast, or this group versus this group, always talking shit about who's better. And then what would happen is you would get together at a tournament, you'd throw down, you'd have that moment where the better man was determined, and at the end of the day, everyone would shake hands, and that would be the end of it. You'd walk away, This shit today is just This is not anyone like for example, you're talking about people who are sitting in Chris G's chat shitting on me. These are people who are never going to play the game competitively. They're never going to play me. They're never going to have any, they just have something to say because they can do it, because they have the freedom to say it on the internet. These aren't people who are going to be men about it and are going to actually step up and try, oh, wow, well, he sucks because I'm better than him. That's not what they're about. Wow, jump on the bandwagon of hate. Jump on the bandwagon of negativity, the bandwagon of negative memes, just so you can get away with it. And then you feel like you're part of some kind of a community of people, and you feel like you're welcomed in a community of toxic shit. Like, who wants to be part of that? You'd have to be an asshole. And that's the point I'm making. A lot of the people in the FGC today are immature assholes. They sit at home. They just sit there and watch the streams of stream monsters, right? They just want to be negative, toxic douchebags crapping on people, right? That's all they do. Why do you want to be a part of that? Why do you think, again, like I said, back then it was for the love of the game, and the mentality of people was, put your money where your mouth is, show your game. You guys talk as much shit as you want, but show up to the tournament, play your game, and win or lose, but at the end of the day, shake hands. Even though I was one of the biggest shit talkers in the community, at the end of the day, people respected me because I showed up to tournaments, played, and if I lost, I paid up whatever I lost in a money match. I never welched. I shook hands. That was it. You know what I mean? That's what it was all about. It wasn't about hiding behind your fucking keyboard and talking shit on Twitter like this, like a little pussy. No one knows who you are. No one will ever care who you are because you're a fucking nobody. But pile on the negativity. Pile on the toxicity because you're just a little turd, right? That's how it is now. That's how it is with everything on the internet instantly. It's gross. So why the fuck, seriously, why the fuck, people say, will you ever go back to EVO? Why would I? You understand, the moment my footsteps into EVO, the toxicity begins. Oh, Darkside Phil is there, that piece of shit who only did well in PS1, and he's a piece of, it would just be opening the floodgates for abuse and disgusting behavior by these people, So why would I subject myself to that? And that's the point I made on the podcast this morning. That's why outside of the FGC, everyone else thinks the FGC is a fucking joke. There's viral videos with bajillions of views, millions upon millions, making fun of the FGC and that mentality, that toxic, hateful, stupid, immature mentality. Everyone laughs at them. Says other sports, esports are not like this. You're the only one that acts like this. Why do you do this? Why do you act like scumbags to everyone around you and even toxic to each other? It's different now than it used to be. It really is. And I see it from the outside and I'm like, damn, it was to be so different how it was back in the day. Seriously. I got a $1 tip here at the end of the stream. It's completely false. Just because you got an impression of something doesn't make it true. So thanks for the $1 tip. This piece is like, oh, every time you played Street Fighter 6, you made it sound like you were always the best player. What? Not true. No, the thing is, I'm honest. I don't kiss a game's butt. And you know that. You guys know that. I don't sugarcoat anything. If I'm playing a match and I do a move and it just drops, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to sit there and take it like a puss. I'm going to tell you what's happening. So when I'm playing Street Fighter 6 and I'm in the middle of a match that I'm winning and now I lose the match because it dropped a move and now I eat an 80% combo, which is not, that's exaggeration. I mean, 40, 50%. I'm going to call it out. Yeah, there's legitimately people on there who were not anywhere near as good as me, didn't even understand mechanics of the game, and they got away with abusable shit because it's online play. That's the nature of playing the game online. Do you want me to lie? Or do you want me to be honest? Sorry, I'm honest. If you want someone who lies and sugarcoats games, there's tons of streamers like that out there who are going to tell you it's the best game ever. Oh, it's perfect. Go ahead, go watch them. Right? Lips to the butt. Go for it. When have I ever done that in my life? Never once have I been lips to the butt of anything. You're here for honesty, right? Kivo, watch the pre-stream or the podcast from today. I went into detail. Not going to do that again. I've seen excerpts of that FGC Crow B Cat vid. I think there's 2 of them now, actually. Each of which having millions upon millions of views, ripping the fighting community a new asshole, making them look like complete immature douchebags, which sadly a lot of them are. But yeah. Like, I've seen some of that. I haven't seen all of it. I did a little bit of research about the whole LTG Vizant rivalry thing a few years ago because I wanted to understand what it was. No, I don't miss E3 in the latest. All right, last chance for a question because I got to get going now. Absolute last chance if anyone has a question to throw my way. No, I guess asked, did I ever play LTG? I don't know. I guess people say there was an online match of us at Street Fighter 4. I didn't know who he was at the time. I guess at the time I was playing a new character who I didn't know how to use. I think it was Rolento or something. I had no idea what I was doing. And I was in one of my madness sessions, so I was just dicking around. And I guess he beat me. And people were like, oh, see, they fought. It's epic. I'm like, how? It wasn't like I knew who he was. I wasn't even playing seriously. I was learning a new character. It's not a big deal. You know, we never actually had a mano-a-mano agree to face off in a game that we want to play each other and see who's the better player. That's never happened. No. Dinner is a pre-made pasta dish that I'm just warming up for my wife. It's from the same makers of the lasagna we like. It's just something quick because she's going to be home soon. She's actually leaving work probably right about now. So, all right, guys. Again, I apologize. I'm sorry Overwatch 2 failed again. I hope that you enjoyed this impromptu Q&A session. Thank you to those who did support it in any way. And I hope that it was fun. Thank you all. All right? Until next time.